This is not how you take apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is hyped for weight loss, but what if I told you it's actually a secret weapon for people trying to build muscle and bulk up? After struggling with the side effects of trying to build muscle on a high-calorie diet for a long time, I discovered some specific benefits of apple cider vinegar that not many people in the fitness world seem to talk about. Benefits that helped me get to where I wanted to be much faster. I also made a very embarrassing mistake with it that had me questioning my own common sense. If you're training hard and eating big to gain size, what I discovered about apple cider vinegar could solve problems you didn't even know you had. And I don't think I've heard many people using it like this either. So let's get into it. So let me tell you exactly what happened when I first tried apple cider vinegar, or ACV. I've been hearing about how it helps with gut health, blood sugar control, and I saw it sitting there in the health food shop right next to the kombucha and other healthy drinks. So I picked up a bottle. It was Bragg's, just like this one, took it home, and here's where things went horribly wrong. I got so excited to see these benefits that I just poured myself about half a pint of it. Straight undiluted vinegar, and started drinking it like it was some kind of healthy juice. One mouthful in and I'm thinking, this can't possibly be right. My throat was on fire, my eyes were watering, I could practically feel my tooth enamel dissolving in real time. Only then did I actually look up to see how much you're supposed to take. It turns out it's only about 2 teaspoons diluted in water, not half the bottle straight. But here's where it gets interesting. Once I started taking it properly, I noticed some specific benefits that nobody was really talking about in the fitness space. Benefits that are especially relevant if you're trying to put on size or dealing with a high-calorie diet. And the first one completely changed my bulking experience. If you've ever tried to bulk up, you know the struggle. You have to eat more food. You're likely forcing down meal after meal, rice, oats, protein, and by midday you might feel bloated. Stomach uncomfortable, that heavy bloated feeling where you can barely move, let alone train effectively. Some people just accept this as the unavoidable price of gaining size, but after I started taking ACV regularly, properly diluted, the difference was immediate and noticeable. That midday bloating and indigestion that used to hit me after multiple carb-heavy meals significantly reduced. The difference was actually shocking. The acetic acid in ACV helps stimulate digestive enzymes, increasing your stomach acid production to break down those massive meals more efficiently. If you're a skinnier guy trying to eat more than your body naturally wants to, this could be a game changer. I could literally eat all of the calories I needed to without feeling like I had a heavy bowling ball in my stomach all day. I started adding just 1 tablespoon to water, drinking it about 15 to 20 minutes before my biggest meals. Sometimes I'd even add it directly to my protein shaker. There is a subtle taste difference, but nothing major. But the next benefit was the one that really surprised me, and it's particularly relevant for hard training. You know that moment after a heavy tricep session when you try to fully extend your arm and then you suddenly get a cramp up? Or on leg day when you've done your quads and later just extending your leg gives you a cramp up, so you have to remember not to straighten your leg too fast. Well, one of the unexpected benefits I noticed after consistently taking ACV was a significant reduction in those kinds of post-workout muscle cramps. This likely comes down to the potassium and the other electrolytes present in ACV. Electrolyte imbalances are one of the primary causes of muscle cramps, particularly during heavy training phases. I noticed this effect most prominently on days when I trained triceps or quads, 2 muscle groups that used to cramp up on me regularly. The difference was so clear that I made sure I took some ACV on those training days especially. There's another element to ACV that you shouldn't overlook. You might be able to see this stringy stuff or cloudy stuff floating in the bottom of the bottle. Now this is what's called the mother. It looks kind of gross, I know, but it's actually the most valuable part of the apple cider vinegar. The mother is essentially a colony of beneficial bacteria, yeast and enzymes, the living portion of the vinegar that develops during fermentation. It's only found in raw, unfiltered ACV, not in the clear filtered vinegars. I know I already mentioned how ACV helps with digestion, but the mother specifically contains probiotics and enzymes that further enhance these benefits by supporting your gut microbiome, particularly important when you're stressing your digestive system with a high-calorie diet. During one of my bulking phases, I was eating 3,500 calories daily. Now, I'm a taller guy, so my calorie amount was higher, the kind of diet that usually gives you discomfort or wrecks your digestion. Now, the ACV with the mother was one of the key things that helped me keep my system running smoothly. But there's another benefit that's particularly relevant for guys trying to put away some serious carbs. If you're bulking, you're eating carbs, lots of them. And while that's necessary for growth, it comes with a downside, the post-meal crash. crash. You know when you eat a massive bowl of white rice or pasta and about 30 to 90 minutes later you feel like you need a nap? Now, this is where ACV particularly shines. One study from Diabetes Care in 2004 found that it could reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes by up to 34%. For gym guys, this translates to more stable energy throughout the day, even when you're eating lots of carbs for growth. I noticed this specifically when I was eating those massive 100+ gram carb meals during my bulk. With ACV, I'd feel steadier energy after eating, less of that crash that used to knock me out mentally and have me unable to concentrate properly after my meals. It wasn't just my physical performance that improved, my mental clarity stayed more consistent too. The timing here matters. I found the best results taking the ACV 15 to 20 minutes before carb-heavy meals. Just 1 tablespoon diluted in a glass of water was enough to notice the difference. Now, to tie it all together, how does ACV measure up when you put it next to the other supplements that you probably buy? Your average pre-workout, if you take it, can cost $15 to $30 or pounds for a jar, roughly a month's supply. If you're double dosing, then you might be buying even more. Protein powder, let's say 50 to 70 for a good brand. And then maybe you buy a specialized post-workout recovery product, things like creatine, BCAAs, or omega oils separately. You're spending even more. A bottle of this type of apple cider vinegar comes in at less than £10 and it lasts for months. In terms of benefit per pound, it's hard to find anything that competes, especially considering it's addressing multiple issues simultaneously. The best part though is that you don't need to order it from some sketchy website or specialty supplement store. It's available at practically every supermarket and health food shop. I personally now consider ACV a permanent staple in my kitchen. I may not use it daily anymore since I'm not currently bulking, but I still keep it handy for those times when I eat big meals or when I know I'm going to be doing a big training session. And because it's not technically a supplement but a food product, you don't have to worry about any surprise ingredient changes, proprietary blends or quality control issues that plague the supplement industry. So if you're convinced to give ACV a try, let me save you from my initial disaster and show you exactly how to use it. First, the dosage. It's really simple. Just start with 1 tablespoon diluted in at least 8 ounces of water. Always dilute it. You don't want to learn this lesson the hard way. You can take it 15 to 20 minutes before meals for digestive and blood sugar benefits. You can mix it into a protein shake. It's not as bad as it sounds. You can take it after your workouts if you're prone to cramping. You can also take it in the morning on an empty stomach if you're focusing on the gut health benefits. While we're talking about proper usage, let me address something important. You might see these apple cider vinegar gummies popping up everywhere. Now, I've never tried them and honestly, I'm a bit skeptical of them. Health companies seem determined to turn everything into gummies these days. The problem is you're likely not getting the same potency, or you might not be getting the mother in these processed forms. If you want the real benefits we've discussed, I think you're much better off going with the liquid form, which contains the mother intact. Yes, it's less convenient than popping a gummy sweet. Yes, it doesn't taste as great, but that's the trade-off for something that actually works. Let's talk about the mistakes to avoid. Beyond my obvious blunder of trying to drink it straight, first, don't expect immediate results. This isn't a pre-workout where you feel it kick in within 20 minutes. The benefits build up over consistent use. Just take comfort in the fact that you're being proactive and you should see the results soon. Second, don't buy the filtered pasteurized stuff. If it's perfectly clear without any cloudiness or sediment, it doesn't have the mother, which means you're missing out on many of the beneficial compounds. Don't take it right before a workout. The acidic nature can cause discomfort, especially during high intensity exercise. Give yourself at least 30 minutes between taking it and hitting the gym. Finally, don't expect it to be a miracle supplement. ACV isn't going to add 20 pounds to your bench or help you pack on slabs of muscle. It's more about removing obstacles to your process, the digestive issues, the energy crashes and the cramping that might be making your life a bit more difficult. These might seem like small benefits individually, but together they create an environment where your body can process nutrients more efficiently and recover more effectively. And that's ultimately what drives progress. But you might still be wondering if ACV is just a snake oil. So let's address the elephant in the room. There is a lot of snake oil and crazy claims in the fitness industry. Anybody who uses social media knows that. And you might be wondering if ACV is just another overhyped product. That's a fair question, and to be completely transparent, not every benefit I've mentioned has robust clinical studies behind it. What makes ACV different from many trendy supplements is that it's been used traditionally for centuries across multiple cultures, it's incredibly affordable compared to specialized supplements, and the potential downside is minimal when used correctly. I can only really speak to my personal experience. Could some of this be a placebo effect? Possibly, but at only £10 a bottle, even if only half of the benefits are real, the value proposition still makes sense. And I don't make a penny whether you try this or not. I'm just sharing something that worked for me when I was eating a lot of food to try and get bigger. I talked in this video about bulking and how much of a difficult time it was, but check out this video where I tried something a little unconventional to get more calories in my diet. With that being said, thank you for watching, and as usual, I'll see you in the next one.